The Afghan government says Australian authorities should apologise to the families of victims of alleged war crimes by Australian forces in Afghanistan. An eagerly anticipated report into alleged misconduct by SAS soldiers is expected to be released tomorrow. The families of the victims are hoping it will finally confirm what happened to their loved ones.
They were tasked with keeping the peace in Afghanistan, but the alleged actions of a small group of elite Australian soldiers have left two nations shocked.
Claims of torture, claims of mistreatment, and claims of killing of civilians by Australian forces. So they're extremely serious.
Tomorrow, the Australian public will finally learn about the extent of alleged war crimes in Afghanistan when the long-awaited Brereton inquiry report is released. This inquiry is the culmination of a 4-year-long investigation into alleged unlawful conduct by members of the SAS between 2005 and 2016. It's an administrative inquiry and not a criminal one, and a special prosecutor will be appointed to determine whether any charges will be brought against individual soldiers. This man says he was detained at least 6 times by Australian forces for allegedly helping the Taliban.
I was tortured and I was not allowed to sleep when I was arrested. Whenever I was falling asleep, a soldier used to kick me on my head, so I could not sleep.
Earlier this year, the ABC aired footage from 2012 showing an Australian soldier shooting an apparently unarmed Afghan man in a field. Jawad Zawulistani, who represents Afghan victims of war crimes, says some of the families don't even know the redacted report is being released tomorrow. But he says they're hoping to finally find out what really happened to their loved ones.
The bodies were thrown in the river. The bodies were just and they didn't know. They just find a dead body of their relatives somewhere in their villages.
He says the actions of the coalition forces, including Australians, led to the rise of the Taliban in the remote villages of Uruzgan.
Most of the villages are controlled by the Taliban, mainly I think because of this kind of treatment to the civilian population.
A Taliban spokesman told SBS the families of the victims should receive an apology and be compensated. The Afghan government is applauding Australia for undertaking the inquiry, but it too wants an apology. Rashida Yousafzai, SBS World News.